Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Verrkah, and this is Real Talk, episode number 3. First off, I just want to say thanks to all the new subscribers. Feels awesome to be gaining some subs, and hopefully you guys stick around and enjoy my content here on this channel. So this is going to be like the hardest Real Talk episode that I've done so far, because it's a topic that I really do not talk about, and that I just don't talk about it. It makes me physically sick. It's a very bad memory for me. But for the sake of, I guess I feel like I need to talk about it today. Kind of popped in my head. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So, by the way, let me mention, I'm not even looking at a gameplay right now. I don't have a gameplay saved up or anything like that. So I'm not sure what I'll put to this, but if the gameplay sucks, I'm sorry. I'm just, trying to get a video up real quick. But anyways, so I used to live out in the country. I was probably about 9 years old. My sister had just gotten her license maybe 2 months prior. Kind of, hard to remember back 9 years. Not 9 years, but it's been some time, and the memory is not too great. But so my sister had just gotten her license, and my mom was okay with her letting me go to school after proving that she seemed like a decent enough driver. And so on this particular morning, keep in mind I'm 9 years old. I wasn't like skipping school regularly or anything like that. That kind of thought never crossed my mind at that age. But on this particular day, I woke up and I was just like, dude, I do not want to go to school. I'm going to fake sick. And so I tried to fake sick, and my mom just was not having it. She was like, no, you're going to school. School is important, and you got to go like any mother would if their child was acting sick and really wasn't. But I was in tears, like so bad I didn't want to go to school. And it's not that I foresaw what was coming. I don't think. I just I didn't want to go to school that day for some very strong reason. So anyways, fast forward a little bit, and I finally, alright, I'm walking out to the car, and I'm all pissed off at my mom, and I decide, I'm not going to put my seatbelt on this morning. I wore my seatbelt every other morning, but this morning I just didn't. And so we're driving down this little narrow country road. I don't know why country roads are always so narrow. Very easy to hang a tire off the road or something like that. And we're in this little Geo Metro. And if you don't know what a Geo Metro is, it is this very tiny, compact, economy car. It's just totally unsafe. They're tiny. So we're driving down the road, and my sister she just messes up. She hangs the tire off the side of the road and freaks out and jerks the steering wheel to the left. Now, if you ever hang your tire off the side of the road, you're supposed to ease off the gas and slowly, maneuver the car back onto the road. Well, she did the exact opposite of that, and she jerked the steering wheel to the left really hard, and then back to the right, and the car went towards the ditch, and the right fender of the car hit the top of the ditch, and it flipped the car up in the air, and it flipped probably 10 or 12 times, probably about 30 yards out into this cornfield. And on the first flip, right when the car rotated, I was ejected out of the passenger side window. My little brother Patrick was ejected out of the other side of the window, and he actually ended up trapped underneath the car. And oh god, I really don't like talking about this. It's like I can hear all of the sounds of the broken glass and my sister screaming. She just screamed oh my god, and then the car flipped, and I'm right now in my head I'm hearing the broken glass, and it was just the scariest moment in my life. I actually feel kind of physically sick thinking about it. But so the weirdest part about this whole thing was when I was ejected from the window. Now, we were going 55 miles per hour or higher than that. I'm not really sure, but I know that was the speed limit on that road. Like when I was thrown from the window, you would think at 55 miles per hour you would hit the ground with such force, like it would be very painful. Well, I felt like there was hands on my shoulders, like they just kind of took me and gently laid me down onto the slope of this ditch. And like when this happened, you know, I looked straight to my right. I was just laying on this ditch, you know, my back was kind of arched, and I was laying just right by the road on the top of the ditch. And I looked over and I could see just the top of my brother's head, and his face just kind of looking at me, and like the look in his eyes was just pure terror. And I just remember thinking, I want my mom. I want my mom. And my other thought was, damn, I wish I was at school right now. So my two sisters that were in the car, they were okay. My oldest sister, the one who was driving, had some cuts on her hands and stuff like that. And but they were okay, and they got out and they went down probably about a 5-minute walk to the closest house, and they called 911. And they also called my mom. So my mom drove down, and my mom is like, she passed on a very bad trait to me, and she has this too. She gets really like sick at the sight of blood, passes out, you know, gets physically sick, stuff like that. So I knew my mom was coming, but I was like, she's not gonna be able to handle this. But somehow when she got there, she had the strength to just like purely focus on comforting us, and she stayed by my side the whole time, because I was in like rough shape. And this red truck pulled up, and I remember being so panicked and scared at the time that this happened. But as soon as this guy, that I have no idea who he was, pulled up, I felt an overwhelming sense of calm, like everything's okay. And the ambulance is like 45 minutes out still. I laid in this ditch for like the longest time. But the guy got out of his truck and he put a blanket over me, and he looked at my mom. He said something to her. I don't remember what he said to her, but he calmed her down like with just a couple words. And then he looked at me and he said, everything's gonna be all right. I'll be back later. And then he just turned, and instead of walking towards his car, he walked across the road into the woods. Like, I mean, by the time I looked at my mom and looked back, he just was gone. His truck was gone, he was gone, and we were both just kind of like, what just happened? And I would think this was, you know, just the shock of being through what I had just been through. But my mom saw it too and verified it, and plus I still have the blanket that this guy put on me. And so anyways, we both have this thought that that guy must have been my guardian angel. I mean, he just vanished, and I'm getting goosebumps just talking about this. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I don't know if you guys are probably just like, oh, bull crap, whatever. But I mean, this is the realest story. I don't even want to talk about it. It freaks me out, especially because, you know, he said I'll be back, and he never came back. So I don't know if that's supposed to mean like he'll be back later in my life, but both of us, me and my mother, just totally believe that was my guardian angel. I lived through a car wreck that would have killed, you know, I mean, me, my whole, you know, family. My sister, my two brothers, or my brother and my two sisters, I'm sorry. My head's spinning right now thinking about all this, but, you know, we lived through this. I mean, this car, I mean, the Geo, it's already a small car, and by the time, you know, it was done doing all the flips and stuff, it was tiny and just mangled metal, and it just, you look at it and you're like, who could have survived that? So I don't know how you guys feel about religion. I've had my struggles with it in the past, and even to this day, you know, I do believe that there is a God, but I guess, you know, in our day-to-day lives, it gets very hard to stay faithful and to keep on the right track. But that is the moment that I started to believe. So I don't know. The world's a crazy place, man, and I think that there's a lot that we don't understand about it. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And by the way, this incident I think started something for me, which was anxiety, something I've been dealing with for a long time, and it's terrible. And I think that'll be the next topic for the next Real Talk commentary. So stick around for that one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If so, please leave a like, and please leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the video, or your thoughts, on religion or something like that. I really enjoy hearing comments from you guys. I will respond to everybody like always, and hope you guys have a great day. It's been Verrkah, and peace out.